So first,
absolutely.
And I was like,
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast. We're back. We're better than ever. There's a Bravo scandal that continues to blow our minds, per usual, that I've been raging about all day, and I feel alive, and I feel well, and I love raging.
Wait, are you talking about it with people at work, or just, like, on your own on socials?
Oh, on socials. I woke up. I got a call. I hung up from that call. I then get another call. I go on a walk. I get voice notes. I get another call. Yes.
So from people, like, in your life?
Also... Yeah, here's a note for people. Assume I got it, okay? I love that everyone sends it to me 50 times. Assume I got it. Assume.
That is the one hard thing about being like the resident pop culture person is everybody does come to me and I'm like, hey, thank you so much. If you're not in the first 3 people, I can't keep doing this.
Also, if you're not in the Bravo fan base and you're just following the scandal, you don't have to send it to me because I got it. Because then I also can't really talk to you about it to the extent that I want. I appreciate it. Assume I got it. Assume I'm dead. Assume I got it. Whatever.
It's also funny when I then have more information because I'm further along in the algorithm or because we're like getting DMs with info where then I have to like correct people in like a 10 chain or like a 10 response text. I'm like, hey, that's outdated info. Here's where we're at now.
I won't update people unless they ask. Unless they say something
like, you're so far off base, I can't let you, like, think this.
No, if someone says something that's wrong, I'll correct them, but I'm not going to reach back out and be like, excuse me, remember that thing we were talking about earlier?
Oh, no, it's like I'm watching texts come in and I'm like, no, you're behind,
Please stop spreading misinformation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Scroll your entire feed and then comment.
Before we get into the scandal, which I'm sure is going to be most of our news, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description, and please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, Meredith, do you have a small celebration to start us off?
Oh my god, I honestly don't, so you have to go first.
Mine's that I have felt alive with this Bravo scandal that continues.
She's back, baby. Vitamin D and a scandal will fix her right up.
Let me loose in that soundstage. Let me go. I love obliterating people verbally. It's like a hobby of mine.
I have seen that commentary of like, oh, let a live audience, but I think that would kind of ruin it. I think you need...
That's not what I meant. Fake
one
news.
Way... Well, no, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying I've seen that a lot of like people saying like, live audience would be great. It would ruin it, I think.
I don't want that.
You could convince me to have a one-way mirror where people could watch live, but like they cannot hear you. Because I want them like zoo animals... Or I don't want them to be zoo animals. I want them interacting with each other, and that's it.
I don't want a live audience. I don't want them to know how this is going to land. When I say, let me loose, I mean, Andy, let me in there so I can yell at them. Let me loose. Let me obliterate.
You need either a pre or a post. I feel like post would be better because then they could just say their bullshit statements and then you lock them in a room with you and let you at them.
I was going to say this isn't serious. You don't actually have to let me loose, but I do love obliterating people verbally. And so when I heard everything, I was like, I wish I could respond.
Give you an iPad with the live stream, and then after they have to exit into a room with you.
With me.
And you get to critique them.
It's kind of like
a reverse red carpet.
It's like the troll under the bridge. You may pass or you may not.
There it is.
And I love. So I have felt alive, and I love that. I'm so sorry other people's lives are like falling apart. It's not what, I'm so sorry. For my entertainment, I'm a terrible person.
This is what happens when you put your life on reality TV. I'm going to be honest.
What's yours?
I have spent a lot of time outside, which has been a lovely thing. We discussed it last week, trying to do admin hours. I did some admin hours last week. Went to my first baseball game of the season. Just generally have walked around a lot.
There you go.
It's been lovely. It's like the right springtime for me, where it's like chilly a little bit. I love a sweatshirt and shorts or just like leggings and a sweatshirt. I'm living for it.
Oh my God, congratulations. I love that. A little good Chicago moment. Chicago 100%. Can be iffy.
Yeah,
so
like
New York,
everything's in bloom. Everything's so green. I was thinking about how like when trees are so bare, like that is so depressing. And it is crazy how much just a leaf on a tree can change things for you.
Mm-hmm. Just a little color here and there. Totally agree. Okay, should we get into news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you're more articulate. So Meredith, tell us what happened.
Yes, we had the Summer House reunion taped. And after that reunion, some audio got leaked of the cast eviscerating Amanda and Wes. And Wes, or Amanda, like doubling down on the, we were both single, I wasn't married, It doesn't really matter what was on it, but audio was crazy. It's exactly what I expected the reunion to be. And then because of that, Bravo's pretty pissed, as they should be, you know, like that's their content. They're pissed it's getting leaked. And I have heard that the person doing it is in production and has since been fired. And I'm curious if they're going to get sued.
I've heard they've been fired. As soon as I heard they were fired, because people were questioning if it was like a cast member. As soon as I heard someone's been fired, I was like, it wasn't a cast member.
Agreed.
There was no
the
way.
audio sounds like it's coming from that couch, though, which immediately spurred the, like, it's a cast member theory.
It's just weird that certain people are, like, clear and certain aren't. What do I know about secretly recording reunions? I've never been in that situation, so I wouldn't know.
Point.
But yeah, the audio was crazy, especially Amanda doubling down. Do you know, can I tell you, this is all I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about two things. My first point is that, do you know how easy it would have been for them to just, like, if they just shut the fuck up and said, we fucked up, we hurt a lot of people, we just fell in love, and, like, that was it, and, like, yeah, we are so sorry, and left it at that? Do you know how easy their lives would have been if they just did that?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, too, because they could have come in and said, hey, we didn't consider you. We understand that. We chose and will continue to choose this romantic relationship over you, Sierra. That's on us. And they could have just been, you know, inconsiderate people. But now they're inconsiderate people and liars because they wouldn't just be honest with their friend.
They can't just say I was a bad person in this scenario.
Yeah, and then they're going to double down and be bigger assholes every second they try to explain it away and say timeline stuff or I wasn't married. Like, that's not the point. We don't care.
One of my friends, Lainey, friend of the podcast, she was like, somehow Sandoval and Raquel were more apologetic. And Sandoval even tried to defend himself. But he at least whether you believe those tears were real or not, he at least faked it well enough.
He knew what he did was wrong. And that's a difference between this and Wes and Amanda. They can't own that any part of this was wrong.
They can't just say it was wrong, period. They have to say it was wrong, but what were we supposed to do?
I don't think they're saying it was wrong at all. I have heard that they are doubling down, that they are two single people. There's like no issues here. Like it's all kosher.
We'll see. We never know. I mean, the audio that was leaked, they obviously didn't say this was wrong, this was wrong. I think they recognize, like, it's not a great situation, but they won't just say, like, whoops, even.
They owed Sierra something.
Yeah, they won't even be like, our bad. Like, nothing. We get, like, nothing. And my second point, I had another point. What was my other point? I don't remember. Do you have a point? And then I'll think of my point.
I'm just not really willing to sit through a reunion where they try to negotiate at what point in the calendar year it makes it okay. Because
I don't care anymore.
It doesn't ever make it okay. And like your 3-month span of time is boring to me.
I don't care.
No.
You've been hooking up since you were 16 for all I know. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, I truly couldn't care less. The fact that you can't just sit there, though, and say, like, we're sorry, says enough for me.
Yeah.
That's point blank, period. But, like, it's so crazy. It could have been so easy. However, I do want to shout out my dude Carl, and I think Mia in there. It's hard to tell exactly. But
eviscerated Amanda in that.
I think Carl asked my question where he was like, what was the conversation you had? That is my number... You both, or maybe it was Mia, but someone was like,
"No, it was Carl."
You had a conversation, and then what was it? And they're like, "There was no conversation."
Mia's the one who said, I don't get how you go from being married to Kyle to one of West's side chick. And, oh my God, it's confirmed that West was hooking up with other people during the Amanda saga, because she said that, like, it was, like, muddy and all this stuff. There were so many dynamics, including, like, West being with other people. That's so embarrassing.
No, that's like really... That's like really...
You ruined your life for a guy who was hooking up with, like, 4 other people?
Oh,
no.
That's really bad. I remembered my second point. So the most of this audio was, like, at first it was the cast yelling at them, and then it was Amanda and Sierra, like, going at it, right? And they go at it a little, and Amanda, of course, is like... well, we just liked each other. And then Sierra's like, yeah, but, like, you were still technically married. Like, what the fuck was this? Like, there were a million other guys. And Amanda's like, what was I supposed to do, Sierra? I was supposed to say celibate?
Which I don't think that argument is going to win them anything on the, like, Sierra side.
Of course
because,
it's
like,
not.
I don't care that Amanda's legally married.
No, but I think Sierra's point, because, like, Amanda at one point was like, you can't control who you have feelings for. I agree with her to an extent. You can't.
I agree with that statement.
Sure.
You can't choose who you have feelings for.
But you can choose your actions once you have feelings for someone.
Yep.
And, sorry, I've been talking about this all day, but have you seen the show Community?
A few seasons, but not the whole thing, no.
Okay. Throughout the show, there's this theme that they believe in different timelines, right? And they like even have a whole episode where they basically like go through 6 different timelines that could have happened with like one simple change, right? It's a very good episode, by the way. Very funny. Basically, I believe there's a timeline where Sierra and Kyle are okay with Wes and Amanda dating, right? I believe that's a timeline that exists. If when Amanda started to have feelings for Wes, she instead went to Sierra and said, hey, I'm having feelings. I don't know what to do. I don't want to disrespect you. You're my first priority, but I want to check in with you first. Yeah, I don't know what to do, and I want to talk to you. And I think then there's multiple other timelines where Sierra says, like, you cannot date him. I think there's a point that Sierra says, like, fuck you. And then I think there's a timeline where Sierra says, let me process it. And then when she does, she says, you have my blessing. So, like,
or even, like, go for it. It's your life, but, like, we're not going to be friends. Like, that is a very realistic thing, too.
Sure. But, like, there's multiple different timelines. If Amanda had just made one different decision, but they, like, didn't, and instead, per Carl, what was the conversation? What was happening?
And also, like, if it wasn't a big deal, if they truly believe we're 2 single people, we have every right to do this, then what are you hiding? Why are you hiding anything?
Ooh, that one. And, like, at this point, say la vie. I hope you guys get married. I said it with Sandoval and Raquel. You have one option. You have to get married now.
I mean, yeah. It's weird. I don't understand what they're thinking at all. Like... They're so dumb.
I want to know what they thought was going to happen. I need to know their whole thought process or lack thereof from what it sounds like. Just like at what point did Amanda go, hey, Wes, I have feelings for you? And like, what was that like?
That's the thing. I am curious about what timeline they're going to put out there, where it will line up with Amanda's separation post and what Kyle will say to that, because I do find it icky to string Kyle along and act like you guys are working on your marriage when you're not. Like, I don't think Kyle is a great person, but that it is something that, like, should be in consideration. Because if you guys started having feelings in the fall when Amanda first separated from Kyle, and you guys start going on, like, solo dinner dates, you are actively progressing that along, and you should have just cut it off with Kyle sooner.
Yeah, there's that. There's just, like, to an extent at this point, like, just assume they did everyone really dirty. I feel like at a timeline perspective, I need to know, like, what was it that they were like, oh, we're going to hide in plain sight. This is a good idea to post pics with each other. No one knows. Let's tell Brianna chicken fry. Like, what are we doing? And also, who do I need to blow to get all hours of this reunion? Okay, I don't want anything cut.
Wait, who's that guy from Firefest who was like, I had to get the water? Like, that's how I feel about these reunions.
I'm that Firefest guy that had to get the water. Like, who needs it? because I need all of the hours. I will watch 12 unedited hours.
Okay, I think it's going to be 3 parts.
I do too.
Always only had 2. Andy said this is the craziest reunion he's ever been a part of in his 200 some odd reunions. Which
no way.
There are some crazy reunions out there. How is this one any crazier? Give me all of it then. You can't tease stuff like that and not back it up.
The craziest?
Mm-hmm.
No way. I feel like he says this about every reunion.
No, this was not even the promo. This is him coming out of it on his Instagram story saying that.
I know. But I feel like he has said that before, given that was before. Huh. I want to be compare it to the Vanderpump Rules one.
Yeah.
Because I know it's different, but I need that compared. Someone, I forget if it was on a comment or a DM, but someone was like, the Vanderpump reunion had, for season 10, had way less people. I bet they cut some people for the Summer House one. And I was like, I don't think so, girly. I think everyone's there.
They're going to cut their segments maybe for time if the scandal is more interesting.
Not saying a word. Levi is cut from the reunion, but she was there.
Somebody told me Levi wasn't even there, and I was like, no, she was. She was
in
the seating chart. So she's going to be there, but she's going to be there like she was all season. We're going to see 2 clips of her, and that's it.
We're going to see everyone arguing. It's going to cut to Levi, who's just like, oh, no. This
Poor
is
girl.
bad. Yeah, her and Dara are like, oh, no, this is bad. Because they're not going to get involved.
Hate Dara. I'm seeing a lot of commentary that the leaked audio is from her, and I'm like, I don't think Dara would do that. If it was from anybody on that couch, Dara is not my first option. I'm going to be so for real.
Someone said Carl.
Well, Carl's a mess.
Carl's not leaking that footage.
No, Carl doesn't even know how to screen record.
Actually, people hate Dara, and I don't know why. Even before the leaked audio. Remember when the cast of Summer House was doing promo, and they did they did hot ones and did some hot wings?
Yes.
And Lindsay was asked which cast member is here for clout and fame, and she said Dara. I don't know why, but I like Dara. I don't have a problem, and I think her and KJ have been dating this long, right?
No, I agree with that. And KJ was at that, and he didn't look peeved or anything. I understand. I think most of them, from the cast, were you got to pick someone, whatever. It's not that deep to them. It became a big thing to everybody else.
I also think she may have said Dara because she didn't know Dara the best.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It seemed like she bonded with the other 2 girls more.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But it wasn't Dara, everyone. Clear her name.
Yeah.
It was Carl. No.
It was Carl.
Which, Kyle, thank you so much for posting about how much money you and Carl are raising. When can I get my sweatshirt?
I got an email today. I'm getting mine on April 30th. So check your email. Because I was kind of pissed too at that video when he was like, we raised $25,000. I said, cool. Now where's the thing that I'm supposed to get for that donation?
I didn't get a fucking email.
Ooh.
I'm about to complain, but he may have let go of his customer service people. My order has been confirmed, so at least I have that. And I was kind of sketched out, so I did get the package protection for $1.47 extra because I was like, I have a feeling the lover boy, if anything, is gonna fuck up my order. So
well, I would just charge it back if I didn't get it.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I just got some protection on it.
Yeah, but I think that protection is for it in transit, and it's not even on Loverboy at that point.
They would fuck up my order. I just know it. I just fucking know it. So $1.47, I did it. But yeah, if I could get my sweatshirt or an email to let me know when I'm going to get my sweatshirt.
That would be great.
That'd be really nice. Anyway, do you have any other news?
No. No. I don't think so.
I don't really either. The WNBA has been kind of quiet, but the season is fast approaching. I would like to draw attention to one particular issue. It's a little heavy, but we can make it light. But we got to talk about it. So, Meredith, have you heard of a player named Natasha Cloud?
No.
Okay, great. I figured you wouldn't, but she's very big in the basketball community. She's been playing for 10 plus years. She's really great. She's originally from Philly. She plays for Unrivaled for the past 2 years, right? She's great. So last season, she played in New York. Fan favorite immediately. She also, though, uses her platform for good, which we love, okay?
Amazing.
She has spoken out on all the things happening in the world. She's worked directly with Mayor Mamdani. She did a fucking commercial promo with him. She campaigned for him. She is great. She's absolutely a fan favorite.
I love that she's actually active and not just using her voice is amazing, but she is like boots on the ground involved.
Boots on the ground. She had like an ice out sign when she played in Unrivaled.
Beautiful.
She's involved. She has not been signed or picked up by any team. Any team. And she is open to it and she is willing to play. No team has picked her up. She is a veteran. She's very good. Mostly surprised why New York didn't re-sign her.
Yeah.
I digress. However, she is, people have really done their research, the only player who has publicly spoken out about a free Palestine. Which now people are like, she's being blackballed by the WNBA. Which I think is a crime.
Yeah. Has she come out and said that she's been in contact with any teams or said, is there any communication at all?
She put out a statement recently and was like, thank you everyone for your support, because everyone was noticed. She wasn't on any of the rosters. And she just said wherever life kind of takes her is what she's going to do. She loves the game of basketball and she would love to play, but whatever's in the cards for her, God has a plan, that kind of thing. It's assumed. And she does post a lot of pictures of herself in the gym.
Wow.
Preparing and practicing.
That's so disappointing.
I know. And I'm also kind of mad. Not mad, but I feel this would really piss me off if I was a player. I'd be so we talk about something we believe in and we get blackballed? That's crazy. And I understand you have to do what you have to do for your career. But also, I feel I'd be hey, what are we doing here?
Well, that's sending a message to other players that if you speak out, you're risking a lot, which we've seen a lot in men's sports. And that's not cool. We should want better in women's sports.
Yes. It's reminding me a lot of the Colin Kaepernick thing.
100%.
Where he basically got dropped from the league for speaking out against police brutality. So yeah, kind of crazy. But I support Natasha Cloud. She, I believe, still lives in New York. I actually ran into her a few months ago. And,
really?
Oh my God, because she lives near me. Not to be weird. Not if
That's
people
fun.
know where Natasha Cloud lives. I live around there, but don't come find me. But she lives in my neighborhood. And I've known this for a long time, but I've never seen her, nor have I been looking for her. But I was walking, I took a lunchtime walk one day, and I was walking back to my apartment, and I see someone coming who's very tall towards me, and she has two dogs, but she has her hood up and a big jacket. So I was kind of looking, and I was no, I've seen those dogs before. And I it immediately clicked as I was kind of slowly approaching her. When I tell you, my mind went blank. All I thought to say was, oh my God, I love you. But I didn't want to say that exact thing. Yeah. I would have rather said something I'm a big fan, or hey, can't wait to see you play, or I love you, you're great. I don't know. But it literally, oh my God, I love you was all that was going on. And I was I can't say that. So I just try and make eye contact with her, which she was not doing. So I was okay, never mind. And so I just walked right past her, and I was fuck. And I
it's
got
so funny
home.
where your brain turns off in a time when you need it most.
I think because I was also not prepared. If I am at a basketball game, I am prepared to be oh my God, big fan. Or if someone's do you want to meet this person? I think even, I might freak out about Beyonce a little bit, but even if someone was hey, come backstage to meet Taylor Swift, I'd be okay, I'll get it together. I'm not gonna pass out or anything. But this, I was oh my God, I love you. I couldn't say that. I couldn't say.
You have a split second to decide what to say, and then the moment's gone, and that's
She
hard.
also had her headphones on, and I hate disturbing people. And I was what do we do? But Natasha Cloud, I'm a big fan. Love you so much. I hope that once, because this is how the season usually goes, is everyone plays, everyone gets their players, 12 spots on a roster, not a lot. Half the league gets injured, and then they got to pull random people who all got cut. So, Natasha Cloud, here's to people getting injured,
Yeah, I've never rooted for it before, but I guess here we are.
No one specific.
just general spots opening for various reasons. Somebody could get pregnant and have a baby. Somebody could,
Someone could get pregnant. Someone
need
could
dental surgery. That doesn't obviously affect their game. Like, anything could happen.
You can't play. Maybe just a few jammed fingers are out for a few games. The whole team's out. They need someone.
You know? Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Along with that, though, we're still on WNBA news. Fucking and Summer House, we're going to combine them because Stupid West has a podcast with Stupid MAGA Barbie, okay? And they talk about the Summer House situation. I'm not going to talk about it because, like, what is Sophie Cunningham doing anything, asking questions, literally kill me. Wes asked something like, oh, are you happy with your new, like, contract? Sophie Cunningham is not happy. She thinks she deserves more. Girl, you suck. You suck. You're not a good player. You don't start for a reason. The only thing you do is hurt other players and call it defense. I am so sick of your bullshit. So now this podcast is a D-list WNBA player and a D-list Bravo celebrity, and I hate it. I hate it. How dare she say, you're lucky you got signed, you dumb bitch. Anyway.
One of the best things I ever did was block them on our podcast socials and my personal socials.
I don't even know what the podcast is called, and I never want to know because I'll never listen to it. Don't even say it.
No. It has something to do with Missouri, so like I know the reference.
Wait, is it really? I really didn't even know. I thought I could maybe guess, but nobody, I can't.
Nobody outside of Missouri would really know that. Like, why would people know like the state motto?
Wait, I actually do. Wait, neither of them live there anymore. Wait, can you actually tell us?
I forget what the actual, like, the full podcast name is, but it's about, like, show me, and, like, Missouri is the show me state, so it's, like, this, like, show me podcast or something like that.
What does show me mean?
It's just the state motto is the show me state. It's, like, that's Missouri.
But what does that mean?
I don't
Missouri
know.
Your talents?
Well, they don't have talents, so, like, that doesn't line up.
That's so interesting.
I don't know. It's just the show me state. It's on our it's on our license plates. Like,
wait, I'm shocked about Missouri right now. I didn't know that. Yeah. I would have never guessed. I thought it was like the basketball podcast or something.
It might be like the Showing Me podcast or something like that, but it's along those lines.
Strange. I never knew that.
Yeah. I mean, it's dumb.
There's a player getting dragged. Do you want me just to keep talking about players being dragged and shit?
Whatever your heart desires.
Okay. Well, if you have news that's more interesting, we can move on.
No, I don't have
not that interesting.
I mean, I've only been focused on Summer House. Okay.
This is my last thing. And I only remember because it's on the Sophie Cunningham's team, The Fever, which is also Caitlin Clark's team, which is like, here's my thing. Here's my issue. A majority of people hate the Fever, the Indiana Fever, mostly because their fans are terrible. They're racist. They're awful to play against. Also, if like you look out, if you watch a game, it's very bright and white, and you're just like,
the people.
It is bright and light.
Like the lights are so bright.
No, that too. It's just very white. It's super white in there.
Jeez.
Like I don't want to go.
Which is crazy because they play in the summer, so the white people should be a little tanner.
You would think.
They don't have to be so pasty.
You would think, but they're all inside at these basketball games. I'm telling you. Okay? But, like, the players are also terrible, as in Sophie Cunningham is a fucking nightmare. Here's the other thing. Do I think Caitlin Clark is a bad person? No. Do I think her hooking her train to Sophie Cunningham is not a great look? Absolutely yes. Also, actually, I have so much drama on this team about to go in. Okay, so on draft night, this player gets drafted, right? Her name's Raven Johnson. She played on South Carolina.
I heard about this.
She is a perfect black woman. I love her. She's so good at playing. And you might be like, Alicia, why'd you describe her as a black woman? Because this is important. She got picked up by the Indiana Fever, which to me is bad because the Indiana Fever is not known for being very welcoming to their players of color. That being said,
bad for her as a person. Like, that sucks.
There are players on the Indiana Fever that are black because the league is majority gay and black, so accept it. But and they seem like fine, but Raven Johnson I just get nervous for her. And then also, a few years ago, Caitlin Clark was guarding her in college, and Raven had the ball, top of the key, and Caitlin waved her off, right? Because, like, she doesn't need to guard her. She's not going to take the shot. Which Raven said she got trolled so badly, she wanted to quit basketball. Like, the people were so terrible to her. Like awful. It was so bad. And then she worked on her game. She, like, really worked on her shot, and she became, like, a really good shooter. And now she, like, started for South Carolina. So, like, it's a win. Now,
that's a great comeback, motivation there. But it's heartbreaking that fandoms become so mean online and directly on these people's posts. I mean, we talk about it in the reality TV space all the time. Like, get off people's posts. You're being weird.
No, these literal children. And, like, it's fine. Whatever team picked her up, I think she's just, like, happy to be here. But to then be put on this team where the literal fans are just Caitlin Clark fans, it, like, hurts. And, like, do I think Caitlin should have also said something about it? Yes, but she didn't, which is, like, not
It's hard for... I mean, we saw Wes say it on Summer House. Like, you kind of tend to then, like, resent someone who caused you so much hate. And I wonder what that conversation was like for Caitlin and Raven once they did, like, see each other for the first time in this atmosphere.
I just think, like, that's such a public moment. It would have been nice if Caitlin had said, like, I'm really excited to have Raven. She's a great shooter. Like, she's going to be such an asset. Just, like, something really nice about her. But nothing. But also, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and this other girl, Lexi Hall, who I also don't hate, but, like, it's a bad train to be on. They're called the Tres Leches. The three milks. The three white milks, right? So that's...
Wait, like the fandom calls them that?
They call it the fandom. I don't know who started it. I think it was them that started it. But yeah,
that's weird.
The Tres Leches, which isn't, like, great because they're also, like, not the only white people on the team. Which is, like, great. I don't know how I feel about it. But, like, so I don't love that, right? And then, like, my poor baby Raven Johnson is coming in. I just want her to be okay.
I hope she can move to a different team soon and, like, one that would appreciate her.
There's also a new player because, everyone got jumbled around because everyone was a free agent. But there's this player, Myisha Hines-Allen, who played in Dallas last year, got some looks because she played with Paige Becker, so people know who she is. She got put on the Indiana Fever. Was she a good player? She's all right. She's probably not going to be in the starting lineup, but whatever. But she did a press interview where she was like, we're excited to win because that's what the Fever do. And people were very mad. And they were like, girl, you had Paige Beckers who was dropping 40 points a game and you still couldn't fucking make a layup to save your goddamn life. And so, like, that also wasn't good. So I just get really happy when the Fever fucks up because, like, they make me nervous as a team and as a fandom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, that's all I had. Sorry for hijacking the news.
No, I mean, like I said, at least in my world, there's not much going on.
It's all Summer House all the time, huh?
Oh my gosh. Being waterboarded by it these days.
Should we get into reading, watching, and listening?
Yeah, what have you been reading?
Ooh, thank you for asking. Oh, I finished that book about grief. Remember I was telling you about it? Yeah. It wasn't bad. I was right, though.
She got with the bookkeeper, didn't it?
She got with the bookkeeper, Meredith.
100%
Ooh, spoiler.
Predictable.
You knew where it was coming as soon as they saw each other. It was like, he's not bad looking. Yeah, we got it.
A hot guy with a girl who's, like, trying to get over her dead husband. This is obvious.
Here was the twist that I didn't see coming, though. You know how the husband gifted this woman 12 books, a book a year for after he died? Well, it came out that the husband went into the bookstore and was like, this is what I want to do. But he's like, the husband doesn't read. So he was like, I don't know what books to pick. So the keeper would be like, what vibe do you want? So the bookkeeper actually picked all the books with just like in coordination with the husband. But that came out and the bookkeeper was very upset that the woman found that out because he was like, that wasn't supposed to happen. And she was like, no, I love it. And then they kissed and stuff. And
that is kind of weird, though, because it's like a handshake between your old partner and your new partner. It's very weird. And that just kind of makes it a little weird.
At least he waited till the body was cold. He listened to Manifest.
You know what?
The Manifest rules.
Yep.
I will say, though, I hate when romance books do this. The book ends, and then there's a 6 months later, an epilogue. No! If it's a good ending, I literally turned the page and out loud in my apartment went, no! Just end it. So, yeah, it's fine. But I just started a new book. Forgive me, I'm not great at certain words, but this is The House on the Cerulean Sea. Cerulean color, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, great. I keep feeling like I fucked that up. But yeah, it's a new book I just started. I'm only like 50 pages in, but it's kind of a magic book that kind of reminds me of Harry Potter. So there's this guy, Linus, and he is a 40-year-old.
Wait, keep going. I think I've read this.
A guy, Linus. He works for the Department of Magical, in charge of magical youths, and he basically checks in at orphanages where magical children get placed.
No, I haven't, but my brother has definitely recommended this.
Okay. I'm not that far into it, but that's basically Linus's job. And I will say, the first 35 pages, I identify with Linus, okay? He does not like his 9 to 5, which sometimes he has to work overtime for, but he's very meticulous and he cares a lot. He's scared of his boss. He's always afraid of messing up. He knows he should eat more salads. He's living alone with a cat. And I was like, no, I get him. I can relate. We're not in a happy...
I feel so seen.
Yeah, I get it. And then he's just gotten an assignment to go to this one orphanage that handles the most intense magical cases. So we're on our way there. I'm excited. I've heard really good things. It's highly rated. Your brother read it, obviously, that you said. But all my friends that have read it on Goodreads give it 5 stars.
That's good.
So, and there's a second book. So I got both from the library. I'm going to read them. And then my next book is going to be Project Hail Mary. So then I can go see Ryan Gosling in theaters. Have you seen that movie?
I've heard that it's... Okay, maybe this is wrong, but this is what my friend said, that it's no longer in theaters. It's going to Amazon next.
That's possible. It's been out for a little bit, I feel like.
I've heard it was pulled early because it was an Amazon Studios. Normally a movie might run 3 months. And if it is still in theaters, I've heard from everybody you have to see it in IMAX.
I've also heard that, which
the adjacent version.
Figured out very quickly I probably won't do because I want to read the book. So disappointing, but also, I'm not a big movie snob about that shit. I'm not someone who's I gotta see it on the big screen or else it doesn't matter. Or, I gotta see all the Oscar nominated. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm definitely a TV show and a reality TV person over movies.
Same. But then if I watch a movie, it's more for the vibes or I just want to know what people are talking about.
Same.
Or I read the book. I
don't think, oh my God, I'm going to sit down and watch a movie tonight. If there's a movie I want to watch, great. But I'm not oh, I need to find a movie tonight. I'm what do I have on the docket of the 17 shows I need to catch up on?
Yeah, honestly, the only time I'll do that if I'm oh my God, I want to watch She's the Man to feel something. But it's never a new, I rarely sit down and go, I'm going to watch a new movie by myself just for funsies. So I already am kind of thinking since... This I'm gonna miss the Project Hail Mary in theaters. I think I'm gonna go wait till I go back to my parents because my dad has surround sound.
Yeah,
and I feel I'll watch Project Hail Mary then. Yeah. So it may be Christmas that I watch Project Hail Mary.
That sounds when you can get me to do a movie. Whenever life has slowed down a little, I just want to lay on a couch midday.
Yeah,
put something good on.
You want to come to my parents and do surround sound one day?
Surround sound Hail Mary?
Sure. I'll let my parents know. I'll hit you up in December when I'm
Save the date.
We can do it during the day and just close the blinds because it's in the basement. And then we can pretend to work. But we could do it in that time that everyone takes off around the end of the year. And then I don't take off because there's nothing to do.
I can't do that. I will be traveling, but...
big bummer.
You enjoy. And if I am there, great. If I am there, you can do this without me too. If I'm not, hear me out. We go to the movies. We get movie theater popcorn. We take it home.
Oh, you know what, Kai? I'll raise ya. We go... The movie theater by me still does free refills and all that shit because some places don't do that anymore. We go. We see a movie in theaters because Christmas, they always have the best movies. We refill before we head back, and then it's a double feature. And then during that time, my parents would probably be making dinner too. So we would get food, and they would not. I'm not saying my parents are my servants, but they would come down. Those are the types of people my parents are.
But it's basically a triple feature of movie, dinner.
Yeah, that's who my parents are. Is they would bring it down to us during the movie.
Beautiful.
And be like, do you want it? Yeah. That's ideal. Life is worth living sometimes.
I just want to lay down and watch things all the time.
So yeah, surround sound. Here I come one day. We'll
Obsessed.
see. This seems like a winter movie too. I don't want to watch it in summer.
I agree with that.
Space is more a winter activity. I feel like.
Space is for winter.
No, I'm right. I'm right on this.
No,
Space
I agree
is
with you.
Cold. Yeah.
Like dark inside. 100%.
Ryan Gosling to keep you warm. Yeah, right?
I like it. Yeah.
I'm in. Okay. Are you watching anything?
Can we talk about XO Kitty? Finally, after 2 pauses.
Yeah. Did you watch?
I did finally watch the whole thing, and you're right. It is... This season is the most tween drama I think it's ever been.
Hilarious.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I think what it anchors on is that I don't feel any chemistry between Kitty and Minho.
Okay. Agreed. But they used to have chemistry.
Yes.
But now they don't have chemistry.
No, this was... every time they were on screen, I was like, you guys are worse than... siblings have more chemistry than you.
But they did have it. Like, seasons 1 and 2, I was like, Minho and Kitty. Like, I was like, those are my two. And now, once they start dating, I was like, never mind. Right?
Because they didn't have enough, like, scenes or, like, of just them or, like, building into it. Yeah.
I don't know. Because I did, what was it that happened end of season 2 where I was like, oh, I want them to be together. Where'd we pick up? What happened right before? Did they kiss? Oh, remember that
they
dance?
kissed at the end of the season or at the end of the semester going into summer, and then we pick up in season 3 with her being like, "Oh my god, yay! I'll go on tour with you," and he was like, "What?" And then she was like, "Never mind."
Okay, yes. In season 2, remember when they had that dance and Minho's dating that evil Ohio girl, right?
Yeah.
And they, like, see each other from across the room, and he walks over, and he's like, this is your last semester, and she's like, yeah. And he's like, let's dance, or whatever he says. That was chemistry. I was like,
I agree.
My God, sparks are flying.
Because they were in a sweet setting. We never had one sweet moment between them. Every time there was, like, a moment for them romantically, it was overshadowed by something else, like him giving her that necklace. He pulled that thing out because he had to cover up that, I forget the singer's name.
Eunice.
Yes, Eunice and him were outside and Kitty saw them. So he was like, oh, she was helping me pick out this necklace. So, like, it immediately loses any charm it has.
Also, it's very unlike Kitty to immediately think that Minho is cheating on her / got Eunice pregnant. That's very, like, out of character of Kitty.
I hated that storyline.
And then Day being like, it might have been me. And I was like, oh my God. Use condoms, kids. What are we doing?
It was worse because he's like, oh, I was with her. And she's like, did you guys sleep together? Yeah, I bet they slept together. Why do we need 100% clarification?
Kitty, you're his
You can't tell him that she might be pregnant because this is a weird secret that's, like, snaking through the group.
No, there also just, like, weren't a lot of, like, great storylines. Like, it starts out where this high school child is going to be a pop star, so another high school child's going to manage her.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We're getting to One Tree Hill level of insanity with, like, what kids are doing.
And, like, the pop star is, like, half dating another high school classmate, and the manager is, like, trying to get with Kitty. Like, it's so fucking weird. And then, let's make it super cringy and awkward. Kitty steals Eunice's dress, and it lights up, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, I hated
so
that.
Awkward.
Kitty isn't the one who stole it. It's, fuck, I can't remember any of these people's names because I binge-watched it so hard. It's the friend.
The gay girl.
Yeah.
Not Gina.
Matter.
Her real name's Gina.
Yeah, she stole the dress and is like, Kitty, put this on, because Kitty is in a sailor's outfit and looks like the Help.
Which also, I don't know what's happening. And then Kitty leaves and Minho finds her on the beach. And I was like, oh my God, here we go.
Yep.
And then the kiss happened. And I was like, why are we turning on the dress? Someone turned the dress off.
Was insanity.
And then she goes to
New York for the summer.
Which also, let's talk about this. She visits New York and she's like, oh my God, dream school. But that's not her dream. Her dream is South Korea. Yeah. Right?
I don't know, because it's like they didn't really build that stuff out, because she was, supposed to leave, like you said. She was only supposed to be there for a year. Then she gets accepted to her current high school for her senior year. And so, like, that is like, oh, wow, I didn't expect this to happen. But since when is NYU her dream? It never was. So what would one summer that you were honestly depressed the entire summer because you were away from Minho change your mind and now you're like, this is my dream? They needed to build that out a little bit more if that truly was. Because Laura Jean in her movies, goes on that trip with the high school class. She falls in love with New York. She's having a great time. And her conflict is that, Peter's going to stay on the West Coast. But, like, Kitty didn't enjoy New York. Like, she moped around the entire time. So how can you fall in love with a city you're depressed in?
And then, let's just fast forward, her and Minho break up because she thinks he impregnated that pop star, which he didn't. And then when she was like, sorry, he was like, no, you always think the worst of me. Which, like, a little valid, I guess. But, like, also don't lie.
Minho was lying.
Yeah, he lied for sure. But then she's like, okay, I'm going to apply to New York. Early acceptance. Whatever. And then she gets in and she's like, I have to go. I got early acceptance.
Wait, can we talk about that? It's been a while since I applied to college, but I don't think that you're committed to a school if you apply early acceptance. It just means that you have a greater shot. I'm the first
one in.
Yeah.
You see me before you see the other possibilities. So I'm accepted before you see who's smarter. Yeah, I applied to every school early acceptance, I feel like.
And I didn't go to all of them.
That was crazy when she said that. When she was like, Minho, I can't stay in South Korea. I did early acceptance.
I was also, like, what does that mean?
Laura Jean, lover. I didn't like how when Kitty was like, I don't know if I want to go to New York. And Laura Jean's like, but it's your dream. And I was like, is it?
Again, since
or do you just want your sister to go to your school with you? Because you and Peter keep breaking up. No offense.
Which also, why is that a storyline in this?
Don't even mention Peter. Don't even mention Peter.
Well, because here's the thing. Mention him. Oh, Peter said hi, whatever. Like, when they're in New York and it's like, FaceTime Peter in, or like, Peter said hello. That's it. We don't need Laura Jean to have a storyline.
No, because the other thing is, she's like, oh, Peter and I broke up. I know you guys are going to get back together. That's how these fucking movies work. Right? Like, who thought Laura Jean was ever going to be single again?
Yeah. Which, spoiler alert, they're back together by the end of the season because Laura Jean comes to Korea and is like, Peter and I are fine. Yeah, thanks so much.
Which, you didn't need an excuse. There were perfect excuses for Kitty to be like, I think I'm going to go to New York. Like, Laura Jean's homesick. You can say, like, her and Peter are struggling with the distance, so she's going to go home for, they don't have to break up.
I just want to spend the summer with my sister in a cool city. That's enough.
And then Kitty's struggling, and that's why Laura Jean comes out. But in no way, shape, or form did those two ever have to break up. No. And then Kitty's like, I know you guys are going to get back together. You're endgame. Yuck. Kill me. So then, I don't even know what else happened. Oh, Minho throws her a birthday party-ish, kind of, with all their other friends. They're broken up. Which I was like, they have more chemistry when they are like, will they, won't they, opposed to like, they are.
It's because the writers do them so dirty when they are together.
Yeah, it's just like not. Because how did they end up together?
Kitty tried to plan like one date where they like go to a spa and Minho's like, I have business to do. I gotta go.
Here's a necklace. Yeah. I do think there are some moments where the comedic timing I think is absolutely hysterical. Like, I think they're good actors. I think what they're working with is like kind of terrible.
I agree.
And, like, the storylines are bad. Like, it feels One Tree Hilly where, like, the end of One Tree Hill where we're just, like, throwing out anything we can think of.
I agree.
And there's 12 different plot points. Like, why do I care that Madison and that other rando girl are fighting because they can't go on a yacht together?
Thank you.
And why do I care that the lesbians are having problems? And why do I care that Day is rich? Like, I don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless it's interesting.
We've gotten way too far because we're supposed to be high schoolers, and I enjoyed in season 1 when they were like sneaking out and going to clubs and stuff like that. Like, that's realistic for a high schooler at a boarding school to do. I don't care if we can't remember her name. I swear it has a Y in it. Yuri has a fashion show, and like her thing gets ripped because every pair is fighting, and now we have to like somehow all work together even though nobody will speak to each other. And we do have a successful fashion show, and don't worry, the models aren't coming, so all the friends are in it.
Also,
what?
Anna Cartwright, I'm so sorry. Your walk in that fashion show. I know she was supposed to eat because it was in front of her ex. Her and Minho had just broken up for the 3rd time. But I was like, dude, if I saw my ex do that, I'd be like, probably for the best.
No, and the worst part is they didn't make it seem like it was just some like, oh, simple fashion show. Like, the models aren't supposed to be good. They were like, she is an incredible model. She's about to get a contract. She is serving. Hit that at the end.
She's
yes.
Naomi Campbell in her suit.
Also, why did Yuri say that dress was for her birthday and then give her a different dress on her birthday?
I don't know, because that dress she walked in was the ugliest little tie. There was a literal tie in her turtleneck. And then, I will say, I am somewhat excited for, well, how did it end? They ended on a plane, but how did we get to the plane? Were they fighting?
Oh my God. Minho decides he does want to be with her, so he goes to her room. I think there was something where it made him come to the room.
The fashion show, they broke up, and then he saw her do that terrible walk in that awful outfit, and then he was gonna be like, hey, I still love you, but she got accepted to NYU. In that exact moment, her phone goes off, and she gets a email notification and says, I have to get this right now. In what world on a Saturday night after you walk in a fashion show are you getting that email and you just cannot stop but you open it?
I think that might have been at her birthday party, but either way, yeah, he won't like profess his feelings, and then something happens where he's like, oh, I'm gonna be with her in the finale, and so he runs to her apartment. She left to go home for the summer.
Oh, he has to take the train.
Has to take the subway for the first time. Yuri's
God
like,
forbid.
I'm poor now, take my subway card.
Yep.
And they miss each other.
I liked the missing. I was like, and now she goes back. But then she waited, which I knew she would. I was like,
because
she's
he
wait.
sent her the song, so she's like beep bopping to the song
I
he
liked
wrote.
That part.
I did too.
And then they came out. He professed his love with very little chemistry, but that's okay. I can see through. They kiss for a very long time on this train platform. If I were the people, this might just be me. Her suitcase was so far from her. I was like, it's going to get stolen.
The same thing.
I don't know what happens in South Korea, but us Americans cannot do that.
But even if it's not going to get stolen, that's rude. That's in the middle of people's way.
Just take it with you. Just put it right next to the two of you.
2 steps forward. He could have just walked to you completely. And then another plot hole. We see him sitting on that plane. You didn't bring your passport with you. How are you on that plane?
Yeah, I have no clues. That's a good plot point.
That flight would have been booked for people weeks in advance. You never would have been able to sit next to each other. I hate when shows do that. Like, why are we last minute deciding to get on a flight? I wish they would just say, let's take the next flight together.
You're going that flight from South Korea to Portland, Oregon, the direct flight that doesn't happen. Yeah, that's booked out for months in advance because there's only one direct flight. There's only one direct flight a year at that point.
Like, come on. And we just got back together. Why are you going to introduce this man to your family?
You know what would have been funny is if he was like, I'll come to Portland with you. And she literally said to him, you don't have your passport. And he goes, let's go back. I'll pack. I'll grab my passport. We'll take the next flight out. And you would have been like, great.
And guess what? If we would have rebooked that, I guess Min Ho probably could have bought us first class.
He could have bought us. I think they were in business class. God forbid. They got to sit right next to each other in business class.
Yeah.
Lovely. But now the question is, will they bring back characters to meet Kitty's boyfriend? I do want to see Minho in Portland, Oregon. Me think too. That would be funny.
Do you think we'll get that?
I think it was renewed for another season.
I know, but do you think they'll do that? Or do you think they'll just, like, skip it because they don't want the, like, scenes? They don't want to have to, like, build out that set. So then they'll just, like, be on the flight home.
Oh. Question
and, like,
for you.
That was so fun.
What happened? Oh, I guess nothing happened. Because after season 1, they were also on the airplane. He said, I love you. And then we picked up season 2 back in Korea, right?
Yeah, after, yeah. It was her, like, coming back after Christmas break.
Huh.
Like, she was already there, I think.
I don't know. I think you could probably, like, what are those 2 parent actors doing? Probably nothing, right?
Well, you would have to get the dad, his, like, new wife, because the neighbor is the new wife, and then the 2 sisters, which obviously, like, Laura Jean. And if you're gonna get the 2 sisters, give me Peter. You
probably don't need Laura Jean. She stayed in New York for the summer.
But and it's then Christmas.
Margot's... No, this is... Nope, you're right.
This is Christmas.
You're right, it is Christmas. You're right.
Because on the plane, they say that they're going to have to get Minho some winter clothes. Which I'm like, thank you for acknowledging this man does not have a bag.
You're right. Okay, Peter flew out to Laura Jean for Christmas. She can't get off work. And fucking the other sister's in Scotland. She can't fly home all the time. Or you pick up the dad and mom, or neighbor, whatever you want to call her. They're dropping Kitty and Minho off at the airport, and he's decked out in, like, a flannel and, like, some Timbs.
All right, I'm in.
You could just do that. Yeah. But
Even if it was just the dad.
Yeah. Yes, but I think you need the dad at this point.
100%.
Kitty said, you're going to meet my dad.
Yes.
And I do like the little cameos, like when Margot came. And I like that they do different, and it's, like, sporadic. Like, not everyone comes at the same time. But... it's Jenny Han, right? She's the same. Yeah, because Jenny Han also did Summer I Turned Pretty, and we all famously know how much that show bugged the shit out of me. So don't fuck this up, Jenny Han, okay? Kitty does not need to be dramatic. Don't make it snow on the beach, the Summer I Turned Pretty. This can be fun and light and cringy. You don't need that many storylines.
Exactly.
Can I tell you, though, I really did like Q and Jin and DeMarcus, or what was his name?
Me too. I did like them. I don't know
Did I get that guy's name right?
I don't
Marcus?
know.
DeMarcus? I don't know.
I think it's Marcus. Either way. I like that trio. I still like Yuri and her ex. It just was too prominent. Like, why can't it just be like, you keep looking at your ex, or like, there's clearly something still going on here, and like, that's the tea.
I liked Yuri not caring. Yuri was like, I can't care about my ex. I'm poor now. I got bigger fish to fry.
I did really like Day's family opening the restaurant with their money. That was cute.
That was lovely. But yeah, I really was into Q and Jin and Marcus and what was going to happen with those 3.
That was written well. That was realistic. That's real drama that just naturally happens in high school.
You should have seen me. I hate a pregnancy scare. I hate a pregnancy trope in high school. Jesus Christ. Don't do this to me. You're not pregnant.
I would have been okay if it was written that Yuri and Kitty find the pregnancy test, think it's about Eunice, but it always was about the cousin, and Eunice never thinks she's pregnant. Like, you could have done that to me, but Eunice thinking she's pregnant because she's, like, so stressed out, that had to be, like, 2 months she didn't have a period, and, like, this is getting sketchy. Why can't Minho tell Kitty? Like, that's weird.
And that weird fashion intern girl that knew Minho that was like, I bet Eunice is uncomfortable around that guy because I bet they hooked up. And I was like, on what grounds?
Why do we need that random guy?
Because he was the guy everyone thought impregnated Eunice.
Nope, it was Day, and he didn't
even impregnate her. And she just wanted to give up the fame and fortune for a soft life with Day.
You know what I did like? I did like when they went to that amusement park and they were trying to, like, recreate the photo.
That was fun.
And, like, Kitty was stressed. I didn't like Eunice throwing up in the trash can, but they're trying to sell that, like, fake pregnancy thing hard.
Kitty was also quite annoying when we're close to the front of the line. And she's like, I have to go because I got my grades. And I was like, this girl cannot regulate her emotions. She just keeps running.
I was like, girl, you said you were going to check them later. So, like, stand in line and check them later.
First of all, Kitty needs to turn off email notifications because every time we're about to do something cool where someone's going to profess their love, she's like, I have to check my email. No, you don't. You don't have to check it.
You convinced the principal to let you guys all go to this amusement park so you could get this fucking photo, and now your grades email is going to, like, change that? What are you doing?
And she leaves, and Minho's like, Kitty, wait. And she's like, I must go. And I was like,
you can't come with me. That pissed me off. Minho would have gone with her.
Out loud, I went, he better not follow her. He better ride this roller coaster. I think he should have
followed her.
Ride the roller coaster. She finds Marcus, and she's like, you know what? I have to go back to my friends. And she cuts the whole line, and we hold the roller coaster for her.
That's so unrealistic.
Think so. No. I've never been to South Korea, but let me tell you, someone cuts in front of me at a line. We've been waiting here for 45 minutes.
I wanted Minho to go with her, or like Kitty to miss it, and then for Minho to like plan a date and for them to come back and write it themselves. And obviously or like maybe the friends come too.
She needed it with Yuri.
More realistic.
Yeah. She needed it with Yuri. Or Yuri should have followed her and been like, what are you scared of? This is for our moms. Or whatever. But no, she just cuts back in line at the exact right time that they're boarding this roller coaster. And she got to cut. And I would have been so pissed.
No, nobody booed her, and somehow there was still one spot open on that roller coaster ready for her.
Also, if I'm Yuri and my roller coaster partner leaves, I'm going to be like, does anyone else want to ride with me? I'm not going to still ride alone.
No, especially, again, when the goal was the photo.
Yeah, terrible. So, anyway, that's XO Kitty. And not great.
Jesus.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. I missed the campiness or like the cutesiness of it all. It was a little...
I agree.
They tried to make it too adult.
100%, like too dramatic. It's a 30-minute show, and 30-minute shows are supposed to be comedic. You've lost the comedic plot, and you're trying to throw drama at us, and like, I need a little drama, I need a little suspense, but you lost the plot here.
Cut it out. Okay, what else are you watching?
I'm trying to watch Beyond the Villa, and I hate it.
Oh, I've heard so many things. I've debated watching it. So
don't.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Okay, here's what I've decided about this show is I don't care about these people at all. I think the concept is cool to be like, okay, we watched these people all summer, like let's like follow their fame after the villa, but I think that they wait too long to film it and put it out that I don't follow any Love Island US people on my personal social, except for Alandra. Love her. She's not on this, obviously. But the way I love UK is vastly different than US, like contestants.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch season 1 of this show?
Of Beyond the Villa? I watched 2 episodes and could not, I had the same feeling.
I only watched part of it, and I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Because here's the thing. And I think this is even more the difference. I loved the cast members of season 6, right? Loved it.
Agreed.
They're already posting enough that if I really want to be interested, I'll just go look them up. And I can get a good idea of who's still friends and like what's hanging out. And like, you don't need to rehash like old drama. Season 7, I hated most of these losers. Mm-hmm. So I don't care what they're doing beyond.
Yeah.
Which I think I've heard this is ruining people's brands, they think.
Interesting.
So I've heard because
hold on, let me break this down why I chose to watch it really quick before we talk about the people, because season 6, like you mentioned, we loved those people, but they were coupled up. So I was like, of course that season was boring. Season 7 did have some loose ends and people breaking up and other people getting together. So I was like, I would like a somewhat update since I don't follow these people. And episode 1 did give me that a little bit. Like what happened with some of these people, where we ended up. But it just doesn't hit because I, at the end of the day, don't care about them. But happy to discuss the people because I agree. I think it's ruining some of their brands.
So this was quite important, right? This came out summer of 2025. Right after the 2024 presidential election. A lot of the people cast were MAGA, which like angered a lot of watchers, right? That was the thing. And people came out of the villa and we looked into their political
affiliations.
Their affiliations, yes. And I believe Iris and Hannah were both very Democratic. Like, they made that known, which is great. But I've heard on this show, they're just being mean girls.
Yes.
And, like, so they had a really good edge, I think, to a lot of other girls, but they're just being fucking mean at this point. Is that true?
To the point where I understand when you defend yourself. You basically got Amaya and Iris who feel like they were wronged by their original ending partners of cheating rumors. And both men
Who did Iris end with?
Pepe.
Oh, I liked Pepe. Ooh,
And Amaya with Brian. And so, like,
That
both of them had some cheating rumors, I think, at or after the reunion, and both of them deny it. So I understand being like, fuck you, I don't want to hang out with you. Totally understand those girlies not wanting one-on-one scenes with them.
Sure.
But Hannah goes up to Pepe at a group event and goes, we're about to hit 30. Like, you'd think you'd say hi to people. And I hate when somebody says, I can't believe you didn't say hi to me. When everybody's an equal opportunity helloer. Like, you didn't say hi back. You did not go up to that man and say hello. So why are you yelling at him for saying hello? Like, not saying hello.
So
That's
like
so weird. You guys aren't friends.
It's not a big deal. If
No.
you don't like me or I don't like you, why would I say hi to you?
Yes. And Pepe went up to, who's Iris's new guy?
TJ.
Oh, it's TJ. And was like, hey. And he tried to shake his hand and he goes, I'm going to be honest, like, no. And so, like, why would Pepe then go to Iris? Like, I would find that actually disrespectful. If, like, clearly your guy is not interested, why would Iris be interested? So he's like, I'm going to keep my distance. He's talking to his friend. Hannah comes up to him, starts yelling at him about how he's immature, won't say hi, he's a loser, like all this stuff where it's like you're not even giving an argument. She's just like, you're a loser. And I'm like, girl, you lost the plot. This is weird.
Listen, and I'm all for women should destroy men every day of our lives.
Yeah.
However, sometimes to get popular or get clout, and we've seen it on TV, some women are like, I'm just going to yell at men for fun. And it's like, just save your breath. What are you doing? Like, it makes you look
if you're not
weird.
Gonna have an actual argument
You're
and
gonna have a point.
points and like give it to him, you look so immature.
You look
because
crazy.
Pepe was really calm. Like, Hannah was yelling at him and he was like, hey, like, you've been like calling me out in your DMs. I think it's weird that you like went on vacation and you're commenting on your post about me. And she goes, I wasn't commenting you. And he goes, oh, so you were just ghost talking about me then? Like, basically, like, without saying my name, you're gonna shade me. Like, say my name then. And he goes, we're pushing 30. Isn't that weird? Like, he gave it right back to her, had so many good points back to her. He was calm, did not raise his voice. He was like, I'm just talking to my friends. It was unreal. And then Hannah goes back to the table of the girls. She's like, I told him he was a pussy. Me. And like, again, no points made. And she goes, I just cannot believe anybody would talk to him. And I think that is mean to assume that everyone in this entire Love Island group should turn their back on this man because you do not like him. Like, you are allowed to have friends. I would never look at like Wes and Amanda on Summer House and be like, I can't believe their friends talk to them. Like, that's your choice to like have friends, like, be their friend. Yeah. But at a human level, everybody deserves to have friends.
And also, like, so it was rumored that Pepe cheated on Iris?
Yeah. I don't remember that having, like, a real root to it.
I don't either, because I feel like even by the reunion, she was talking to TJ.
When she got home from Love Island, went up and met with TJ, and we saw it on, like, Page 6 or TMZ or whatever, and they were standing far apart, like, her and TJ, like, nothing was happening. They were just talking outside of that apartment. But it feels like this cheating rumor gives Iris, like, allows her to propel forward in her relationship with TJ without it kind of being weird. Like, hey, you just dumped Pepe and moved on real quick. If he cheated, she's a scorned woman, she can get back with a better guy.
Oh my God. I want to die. No, and I saw like Charlie gets in a fight about like something Austin said on a podcast, and I was like, I forgot Austin existed, so I was like really happy for a while that wasn't a thing. And like, I just never liked this group of people.
No, there's nobody I was like, the one person I was like,
was
I want
Olandria.
to know what happened was, well, yeah, but like who I knew was going to be on this show is Amaya and Brian. I wanted to know what happened between them. And that has been satisfying. Like, Amaya's annoyed with Brian. She doesn't want to give him the time of day. But Belle Dasha was like, hey, I think you should hear him out. He's apologetic. You should sit down with him. Just let him, like,
also,
tell
we're
you
on a
his side.
TV show.
Correct.
That's
and then
a
you can move on
point.
and never speak to him. Amaya's not like, Brian can't come places I am. Like, Amaya doesn't care, but she's not going to go talk to Brian. She's not interested.
Which, I also saw that, like, Belle Dash has her feelings hurt. And Hannah's/Iris was pissed at her. I don't even know. These two girls, I think, have ruined their brand.
Hannah is too involved because Coco and, who was Taylor's girl?
Clark.
Yes,
I picked Clark.
Coco and Clark had beef. And Hannah comes up at
rightfully
Thanksgiving thing that like Iris is hosting, and Hannah walks up and is like, can we squash the beef and just like have fun today? And she like gets involved. Hannah was never in the villa at the same time as these two and where the problem stemmed from. So like, why are you coming over? Like, Hannah is desperate for screen time, but she doesn't do anything with it.
Jesus Christ. How's Clark? I always liked Clark, and people didn't like Clark, but I liked Clark. And when Taylor said, I picked Clark, I thought I felt bad for Alandria, but I got it. I thought that was hot.
I think I never gave Clark the time of day because I was annoyed with Taylor.
We did argue about this.
But
yes.
Clark is amazing, and I will say Taylor and Clark are the stars of the show for me because we got a scene of them in Oklahoma, and Taylor, as soon as he got home from, pretty sure, the reunion, had an accident at a rodeo and, like, effed up his leg and, like, his ribs or something, like, all this stuff. Had to have surgery, cannot move around, cannot dress himself. And Clark stayed there for, like, 3 weeks to, like, help take care of him because he really can't be alone. And so, like, she is struggling because she, like, doesn't want to be in Oklahoma full time. She lives, I believe, in, like, Charlotte or somewhere in North Carolina. And she told Taylor, she's like, okay, so what do you think about me splitting my time instead of North Carolina and Oklahoma being North Carolina and LA? And he's like, what about Oklahoma? Like, she is adapting to his life and, like, participates, and it was really sweet to see her on his, like, family's farm. But it is an interesting dynamic to watch them have such different lives, and also to grow her career as an influencer. She does need to be in LA at some points, but she's also doing stuff in North Carolina. So, like, that's a real challenge in life. Like, I believe that. And so, like, that's interesting to watch play out, where the rest of this is just, like, them having parties for the sake of having a party and fighting for the sake of fighting, which I hate reality TV shows that do that.
Listen, I pick Clark. I love it.
I'm a big fan of hers. And with the fight with Coco, Clark literally was like, I don't care. Like, I have no beef. We don't need to be friends, but, like, this is why I did what I did, and, like, I'm gonna stand up. I'm not gonna apologize. And I loved how she handled it. She, like, laughed in Coco's face at one point.
I need to just find, like, scenes of Clark and the show.
You should fast forward in the first episode to watch Clark and Taylor scene in Oklahoma. Okay. That was really cute.
Oh, amazing. I was debating watching it, but I was like, I don't know these people.
No.
And, like, UK is just, like, I care about those people a lot.
I know.
I don't know why.
That's what I really thought about is, like, I get so invested. Okay, that show is 8 weeks versus USA is only 6. So, like, that might have something to do with it. Also, I just think the characters that UK ends up having, we, like, double down on so much more. Whereas USA, I don't think they show up and are as authentic as UK.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know they all, like, end up as influencers to some extent, but I feel like in UK, that's less on their mind for a majority of the people because, like, LA isn't right there, right? Like, they're still in the UK, and I know UK has a big influencer population as well, but it's less saturated and it's less, like, a certain type. Like, I feel like in the UK you have, like, they all end up kind of going back to their original, like, areas unless they found someone. Like, if you were from Manchester, you kind of go back to Manchester. If, like, you were from Ireland, you kind of go back to Ireland. Like,
that's a good point.
And you just, like,
kind of
do what you there.
Moved to London, but I think they were always moved to London. Like, they were always going to do that, and this just helped them have a career there. That's a good point. And also, I do think majority are going to still become influencers on both US, UK. I think the difference is that UK doesn't try to have these, like, viral moments in the show.
It just happens.
They just try to go and be them. And
Agreed.
if it, like, hits, it hits. Like, I think sometimes they do try to, like, play it up or, like, get more scenes, but you don't know what's going on. Whereas I think the U.S. reality TV is really big on just yelling and having these big moments and a fighting moment. And so it just, like, doesn't land the same way as I'll be like, yeah, get him, girl. But when the show's done and over with, if I don't know anything about you, I don't really care. I was just on your side for that one argument, not for life.
No, that's true. And I think, like, what the U.S. is missing, or I think what happened in the U.S. too, was season 6 got so big that season 7, it was really like, we have to go viral. We have to have our moments. We have to do this. Whereas, like, if you really watch UK, a lot of the viral moments that people quote or talk about, they were, like, really accidental. Like, I still quote, remember when Chris and Olivia in season 3, he was like, sit back down. And she goes, I'm sat. And I quote, I'm sat all the time. You have, like, Amy from season 5 who was like, I was coming here to tell you I loved you. And, like, that was just a conversation. Like,
it's a natural reaction.
Yeah, and there was, like, a big blow up, like, guys versus girls. And I remember that. But that doesn't happen, like, all the time. Like, the funny moments are when Chris and Kem are, like, rapping. Or, like, I don't even know. Or, like, what is it? Davide is like, you're an actress. Like, those are fun. It's, like, always accidental. And it's never, like, these really big moments.
That are planned.
It's just, like, it's just, like, whoops. Who knew that would go viral? I licked her tit or whatever. Like, I think about that all the time. And that was probably one of the worst moments in Tasha's life. But Andrew's like, hey, I licked her tit or whatever is so funny.
100%. I also think a pivot that Peacock could make, because I know you and I love this so much. I forget the season, but we had that Christmas special. We loved that one time for Love Island UK. We talk about it all the time, how funny that was. Special. Because everybody pretty much signed on for it. It was very low maintenance, I'm sure, on their schedule and also for production. And you had all the people who were never in the house together could potentially have a romance. And, like, that's a cool idea. And you can get that out sooner. I think the problem is it is now April and we haven't seen these people in 9 months. And that was for the reunion. Like, they are so far away from what I care about. But if you film something late October, a fake Christmas thing, and then you air it to me 2 weeks before Christmas, I'm eating it up in December.
I'm here. Yeah. Like, because the reunion also, for every show, the reunion happens while the show is, like, right after it's over, or for a lot of these, like, you know, like Summer House or Bravo, it's happening while the season's going on. So we don't know, like, the aftermath of a lot of the shit. So this Christmas special, give me an hour, have them all sit in a room together, don't give them any talking points, they'll do it themselves, and I'm just here to see who interacts and who doesn't. And it's so low maintenance, it's crazy. Yeah. I think it was season 2 that did that. It was so good.
Because I would then, like, see a romance happening, and because I won't see it for 5 weeks, I might go follow those people on Instagram to go see where their romance ended up. Like, I want to know that.
Exactly. Yeah, I licked her tit or whatever, lives rent-free, and no one's... That was off the dome. Yeah. And that's incredible. Oh,
because it's the perfect amount of time away from the reunion for the Amaya and Brian stuff that happened. We could have still gotten that on a Christmas special. And the Pepe, Iris, TJ stuff could have been addressed and, like, handled on that. Like, it's the right amount of time from a reunion while not being too far away from airing it, because it's one episode that I have forgotten these people.
It's one episode. You don't even need to do much. Like, honestly, that's enough for me. But I've been getting back into the UK because I'm still on season 9, 10.
Okay. Who's on it?
It's the one where Katie comes back. Katie from season 2.
Oh my
Katie
God,
with
I forgot
a D.
about that. Yep.
I think that might be actually 10. This isn't a bad season. There's just not a lot happening.
Wait, who else is on it?
There's this guy, Ty. He's a footballer. He's talking to Katie because he was with a different girl before Casa Amor. Ella, I think her name is. But she brought back a model.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Arguing a lot right now. There's Catherine, who's my favorite, and her and Scott are having, like, some big issues right now. But, like, I am rooting for them, but I don't think it's a love connection. She brought someone else back, and that was kind of like a big bummer. Oh, Molly Marsh came back with Casa Amor, and her and Zachariah.
Okay, when that season was airing live, because I watched that live, people were convinced that Molly's mom, maybe she did actually work for ITV, but that she had ins with producers, was able to come back, like all this stuff. And I was like, no, that was the only full drama going on and like kind of romance happening at that time. I see why producers brought her back.
No, it has been a very boring season, but then Molly came back, and it's interesting she went right for Zach. Why? Am I missing something?
No, this season had Messy Mitch. I hated Mitch.
Oh my God.
I hated him.
I think that's what's driving me nuts is like Mitch was into Molly, and then he was into someone else. He was into Jess for a little bit, but Jess is really into Sammy, but they're never together because they get broken up, and then new people come in, and then they're not allowed to recouple, then they go to Casa Amor, and I'm like, if the producers don't let them couple up soon, I'm gonna die. And I'm not even like here's my problem. I'm not remotely really in love with anyone or any couple, except Catherine. I really like my Irish queen.
Yeah.
But like, everyone I'm just kind of like, you could break up or not, and like, I'm not sure I'm happy Molly's back. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy about Molly. Oh, I like Whitney. Whitney's fun.
Oh, Whitney is everything.
She was dating that French guy, and I wasn't about the French guy, but he's gone now.
I can't wait till you finish this season because I don't want to spoil anything, but I have so many updates.
Was it like a great one? Or do you see where I'm struggling a little?
100%, because I really, really loved some people. I loved Whitney. I really liked her friendship with Jess. I really hated people. And not even like love-hate watching them. I could not watch Mitch and Molly and Zach. Like, I couldn't do it. It really drove me nuts.
Yeah. Also, can you just spoil? Zach and Molly don't, like, they end the show together, I'm sure, but they don't end up together, right?
I think they're done. They dated afterwards, but I think they're done by now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I really like Catherine. Catherine so far has been one of my favorites. Her and Whitney are my top two. I don't really care about many of the guys. And Katie's like fine. It got weird when like Molly was trying to flirt with Zach and some other girl was trying to mark her territory. I was like, this is fucking weird. Does season 11 get better? Should I power?
Whitney, Jess,
I like
Scott,
Jess.
I have updates on. And then Mitch, a minor one, I think just with Love Island games. But, like, he doesn't.
Do you just want to tell me what happened? Just spoil it.
No, because, like, it like, really is... I need you to have the full context of the season for, especially the Whitney update.
All right. I'm mostly through... I mean, I've made it past Casa Amor at this point. So it's just a sprint to the end. But,
I get that.
This might be TMI, but I am on my period today, so I wasn't going to go out. So I might just spend my night watching TV. And this sounds like a good night to me. Some Love Island season 10. Okay. Should we go to listening? Are you listening to anything?
Noah Kahan's album came out. I've done a listen through. I'm not someone who's good at
albums,
like an album release. Like, you know, there's those people who are like so into music. They like know what they really think about an album immediately. I'll never. So I'm going to need 17 listen throughs before I have my opinion. But I enjoy his music in general. So happy to have it.
Are you the type of person that can listen through an album?
I will do it, but like it doesn't hit because you just get lost in the sauce.
I agree. I like to I also can tell if I like a song like pretty like I'll just if I'm not vibing.
Of the song, the tone of it, I know, but the lyric wise, some hit later because I'm like, oh, I hear what you're saying, I get the vibe, but there are already a few where I'm like, oh, yep, love that, and a bunch of them, like 2 of them are already out, obviously the singles, and then I think 3 of them, snips of them have been on TikTok and have been rolling rampant with like trends.
Wow.
And I mean, I already knew I loved those.
Did you know I thought Noah Kahan was from like the UK or Ireland or Scotland?
Wait, what? He talks about Vermont.
No, it's the funniest story. So I want everyone to know, my dad, not a pop culture guy. He has no idea what's happening 90% of the time. He watches The Simpsons and doesn't watch anything else. Like, he has no idea what's happening. But I was in the car and like I was listening to Noah Kahan and like it was on with my family. Yeah. And I was just like... Yeah, or my dad says something like, oh, it's the Vermont kid. And I was like, Vermont? isn't he like English, like abroad? And my dad was like, no, he literally talks about it in his songs. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and he goes, haven't you ever listened to the lyrics? And I was like, have you? And he's like, yeah, of course. It's always on the radio. And I was like,
it is.
And then there was also a moment, just because we're on listening, my brother, dad, and I were in the car. My dad's driving. And like all of a sudden, this like, I don't know what possessed my dad to say anything, but in the car, Dua Lipa comes on. And my dad goes, oh, Dua Lipa, the Spanish queen. And my brother and I go, she's not Spanish. And he goes, Dua Lipa? That's a Spanish name. And he is so white. And we were like, what do you think Dua Lipa means in Spanish? Like, who do you know? He's like, I thought it was like a Spanish-y name. And my brother's like, I think she's like Armenian or something. And he's like, no, Dua Lipa sounds Spanish. And we're like, there are other languages.
Sound Spanish, but it's not.
We were like, there are other languages. And he's like Dua. And I was like, nope. Nope.
You're like Duolingo.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. But to this day, sometimes my brother will text me and be like, remember when Dad thought Dua Lipa was Spanish? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good time.
You know what? Rock it, girl. Rock it.
The fact that he knows who Dua Lipa is that's huge. Impressive alone. But he shouldn't misplace her like that.
I'm going to ask my dad when I see him next weekend.
Who Dua Lipa is?
She is.
Yeah, just say her name.
Yeah.
And see what he says. Please keep me updated on that. Because you make a TikTok about it. That's hilarious. It could go really good. Way. It could be bad. That's awesome. Okay, I'm not listening to really anything. But maybe I'll check out Noah Kahan or Dua Lipa. Whichever one.
Yeah, you can go UK. You can go Spanish. Either way.
While I prepare dinner to watch Love Island UK, I'll listen to UK King Noah Kahan.
UK's biggest hit.
That's my bad. I might
100%.
have got him mixed up with Louis Capaldi. No, I didn't. But it's a similar vibe.
The only reason it's not is because his entire personality is about being from New England, both in his music, him in person, and like a bunch of the shows that go viral are in New England.
I didn't hear the new part. I just heard England, and I said, that's right. He's an English king. Oh my God. Bad, Noah Kahan. It's been over a year since I've known this, but I am sorry. And this was after Sixth Season came out. That was the song that was on.
Oh no.
I've never listened to Noah Kahan really, but
that's okay. You're gonna start now. Now
maybe
that
I'll start.
He's a U.S.
As I
export.
Said, tonight's my UK night. I'm
rocking with the UK through and
Noah
through.
King, Louis Capaldi, Love Island UK, who Louis Capaldi's ex went on, and I'll never forget.
Love it.
Good times. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Do all the things, and with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.